Before the shocking headlines and the ensuing mystery that gripped the nation, there was Kendrick Johnson, or KJ, as he was affectionately known to his friends and family, a vibrant and promising 17-year-old, full of life and energy. He was a student at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia, a place where he was making his mark. He wasn't just any student, he was a dedicated three-sport athlete, excelling in everything he put his mind to. KJ was known not only for his athletic prowess, but also for his quiet dedication, his strong work ethic, and his natural leadership qualities. Whether he was showcasing his skills on the basketball court, tearing up the football field, or pushing his limits on the track, he always gave it his all. Beyond his achievements, Kendrick was, at his core, a loving and devoted son, a caring brother, and a loyal friend to many. He was surrounded by a close-knit and supportive family who nurtured his dreams and encouraged him every step of the way. His life, like many high schoolers, was filled with the seemingly ordinary moments that make up adolescence, attending classes, grueling sports practices, and simply enjoying quality time with his friends. The Johnsons, like any proud parents, eagerly looked forward to watching their son grow into adulthood, achieve his goals, and build a bright future. They anticipated celebrating all the milestones and achievements that lay ahead for him. It's important to remember Kendrick as a real person, a young man with hopes and dreams, and not just as a name attached to a tragic headline. Keeping this in mind is crucial to truly understanding the profound impact of the events that unfolded next. His story is about so much more than just a tragedy or a mystery. It's a story about a life brimming with potential and promise, a life that was tragically cut short far too soon. Remembering this human element, the vibrant young man that he was, is what continues to fuel the ongoing search for truth and answers. It's what drives the unwavering pursuit of justice in Kendrick's name. On January 11, 2013, the routine at Lowndes High School was shattered by a dark discovery. The events of that day would cast a long shadow over the community, replacing the familiar sounds of school life with shock and disbelief. Kendrick Johnson had been reported missing the night before. The next morning, students made a horrifying discovery in the school gym. His body was found inside a rolled-up gym mat. The scene was a nightmare. Kendrick was discovered head down, wedged deep inside the mat in a position that defied explanation, a puzzle that would baffle investigators. Law enforcement rushed to the scene, transforming the public gym, once thought to be safe, into a crime scene. School officials reeled as a complex investigation began. News of the tragedy spread quickly through phone calls and social media, leaving the community struggling to comprehend the loss. The gym, once a place of youthful exuberance, was now a site of tragedy, forever tainted by the events of that day. The mats themselves were heavy, with a narrow opening barely large enough for a person to fit through. This raised immediate questions about how Kendrick ended up there, and if he could have gotten inside on his own. For many in the community, the idea of an accident seemed impossible, a scenario that defied logic. This haunting discovery, shrouded in mystery, would become a case that gripped the nation, divided a community, and ignited a relentless pursuit for truth and justice. Law enforcement quickly labeled Kendrick's death a tragic accident. Their theory: Kendrick dropped his shoes inside a mat, tried to retrieve them headfirst, and became trapped, dying of positional asphyxia. The official autopsy supported this, finding no signs of foul play. Shoes were found beneath his body, reinforcing the accident narrative. Authorities closed the case, calling it a one-in-a-million tragedy. But Kendrick's family was unconvinced. They questioned how a strong, athletic teen could get stuck so easily, and why no one heard him struggle in a busy school. The mats were tightly rolled, the opening small, details that didn't add up for those who knew Kendrick. The official story left too many questions. For the Johnsons, this was just the beginning. The Johnson family, reeling from the initial findings, found themselves unable to accept the official narrative surrounding their son's death. The details just didn't add up, and a deep sense of unease settled over them. They simply refused to accept the accident theory. The explanation felt incomplete, a disservice to the memory of their loved one. Driven by grief and doubt, a potent combination, they made the difficult decision to hire Dr. William Anderson, an independent forensic pathologist, for a second unbiased autopsy. They hoped this would shed new light on the circumstances surrounding Kendrick's death. His findings were explosive, a stark contrast to the initial report. Dr. Anderson concluded that Kendrick died from blunt force trauma, indicating a violent assault, and definitively not from asphyxia, as previously stated. This revelation completely changed the trajectory of the case. Even more disturbing, a detail that would send shockwaves through the community, Kendrick's internal organs were missing from his body, a blatant disregard for proper procedure, replaced with newspaper as filler. The funeral home and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, or GBI, began to blame each other for the mishandling of the body, deepening the family's mistrust in the institutions meant to protect and serve them. Armed with this shocking new evidence, and fueled by their unwavering determination, the Johnsons launched a public campaign for justice, demanding answers and accountability. They publicly accused two brothers attending the same high school, sons of an FBI agent, of direct involvement in Kendrick's death, alleging a deliberate cover-up by authorities to protect the agent's sons. Their fight, fueled by grief and a relentless pursuit of truth, quickly became national news, forcing the case back into the harsh glare of the media spotlight. Rallies demanding justice, lawsuits against various parties, and numerous media appearances followed, each amplifying their call for answers. The Johnsons' unwavering persistence and relentless advocacy demanded a second, more thorough look at the case. Their quest for justice was no longer a private matter. It had transformed into a very public battle for answers, a fight that resonated with many. The search for truth, far from diminishing, had only intensified, fueled by the family's unwavering resolve. The case became a clash of experts and evidence. Law enforcement stood by the accident ruling, citing the first autopsy and lack of clear signs of foul play. The Johnsons' experts insisted Kendrick was killed, pointing to blunt force trauma and mishandled evidence. The integrity of the scene was questioned. Was evidence compromised? Surveillance footage became a flashpoint. The family claimed it was edited, with key moments missing. Authorities blamed technical glitches, denying any tampering. The dispute fueled suspicions of a cover-up. A federal investigation followed, reviewing all evidence and autopsies. After 3 years, the Department of Justice found insufficient evidence for charges. For the Johnsons, the fight was far from over. Even after official closure, Kendrick's case exploded online. Social media and forums became battlegrounds for theories, some plausible, others wild. The Johnsons' theory of a school fight and cover-up gained traction, amplified by hashtags and viral posts. Missing organs, surveillance gaps, and unanswered questions fueled debate. The internet blurred fact and fiction, making truth elusive. Documentaries and news specials reignited interest, keeping the case in the spotlight. The story became a symbol of distrust in the justice system, especially for young Black men. Each new report brought fresh scrutiny and speculation. Kendrick's name stayed in the public eye, even as answers remained out of reach. The online movement ensured the case would not be forgotten. The Kendrick Johnson case left Valdosta deeply divided. Some trusted the official investigation, others believed in a cover-up. The case changed the town, fueling mistrust and tension. Despite multiple investigations, no universally accepted truth emerged. For many, the case symbolized racial injustice and a flawed system. Kendrick's story became a rallying cry for equal justice. The fight for answers continues, driven by a family's love and a community's demand for truth. Kendrick's legacy is a reminder to keep asking questions and to never stop seeking justice.